Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. You are welcome to the online session. French Revolution. This is the sixth part of this lesson. And in the previous part, you saw how Robespierre's rule is ended up. Now, we are going to see the consequence that leads to emergence of new type of rule and what is it and how it goes forward to the rule of Napoleon and how in the end the death of Napoleon leads to the change in the life of people of France and how they gain the democracy we are going to see. The rule of directory. It is the rule that emerged with the power of wealthier class. This you have to know in detailed manner and then what leads the consequences we are going to see. So the directory is nothing but sharing the power by five people. So they are from the wealthier middle class. So what they do and how the government is, we are going to see. So after the fall of Jacobin government, the next rule falls in the hands of the rich, wealthier middle class who take up the power. Now, a new constitution is framed by them or introduced and vote to non-property section, that is the last category, are ignored. They are not allowed. So it provided for two elected legislative councils. These then appoint a directory and executive made up of five members. That's what I said. Sharing the power, not in one hand like it happened with Robespierre. So, but equality is not followed. This was meant as a safeguard against a concentration of power in one man. So, executed as under the Jacobins was. However, the directors often clashed with the legislative councils. They were not at all having a mutual understanding, and always the dismissal happened, and it was not stable. Instability, political instability. So, it gives way for a military dictator called Napoleon Bonaparte to take up the rule. So, this is the end of the directory comes with the rule of Napoleon Bonaparte. Let us see what Napoleon does. Now, you know that he was interested to rule and conquer territories. That you have to know. Now, let us see what he does in his rule. So, the introduction of Napoleon, how he comes up. He was an army chief under King Louis XVI, crowned himself Emperor of France after Jacob Directory ended. So, in 1804, he becomes a ruler of France. So, this you have to know that he comes after the end of Directory. So, he is very powerful because he was a controlling army and he had experience of conquering lands. So, as a modernizer, he set out to conquer neighboring European countries and dispossessing dynasties and creating kingdoms. That means he was making his conquered land to be ruled by his relatives. He introduced many laws such as protection of private property, uniform system of weights and measures, and provided by decimal system. So these are the code of law, Napoleon's code of law. Initially, many saw Napoleon as a liberator. who allowed freedom, but who would bring freedom to the people. But soon Napoleonic armies were only invading force. So it was finally defeated at Waterloo. So there was a disappointment among the people of Napoleon's rule consequence given. So let us see what happens after that. So the consequences are proceeding to you. Now, what are the results that leads up after Napoleon's death? So now you are going to see the general consequences, the abolition of slavery, and role of women. These are the three things that are going to be experiencing. Now, you know that Napoleon brought in certain changes, and before that, certain things had happened. There is the abolished censorship, feudalism ended, and privileges. So the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen guaranteed freedom of speech and expression and equality in the eyes of law. All these were brought in. The revolution inspired the people from all over the world. This all after the death of Napoleon. This happens. So people in colonies were re-energized and launched movements to gain freedom. Tipu Sultan and Raja Ram Mohan Rai are two examples of individuals who adopted the ideas to implement in their own country. Now, abolition of slavery. You have to know what was the slavery and what slave trade was going on earlier and how it was abolished and how it regained in the Napoleon period of time and how it was finally abolished forever. Okay, so we are going to see. So, this slave trade was due to colonization. France had many colonies during the 17th century. French merchants were having trade with other countries. They sailed from ports of Bordeaux or Nantes in France to the African coast where they got the slaves from local chieftains or the tribal leader. So, tribal leaders were called chieftains. They got money for sale of people, that is the blacks. In Caribbean, they were sold to plantation owners. Why? The whites were not ready to go far of land and indulge in the cultivation of plantations. That is from Europe. People were not ready. So the blacks who were not civilized in any way or educated were forced to be taken as slaves to their chieftains and being sold in the market of slave trade. So this is what slave trade was. Throughout the 18th century, there was little uh, debate about the slavery. A lot of criticism were happening by the ideologists. The National Assembly held long debates about it and law were passed fearing opposition from businessmen but could not pass the law and income since it was dependent on slave trade were had to be continued. But during Robespierre rule in 1794, slavery was abolished because he was principled towards equality. Again in 1804, when Napoleon reintroduced it, slavery was then, after the death of Napoleon, was abolished in French colonies in 1848. So the slave trade is being showed through map. This is the port of Nantes and Bordeaux. So you can see that how the triangular trade happens from France to Africa and back to USA. So three place the for France, Bordeaux, Nantes, and South Africa. So these are the map shown to you how the slave trade continued. Role of women. You can now know what was the position of women in this French people, how they gave the respect to the women in the society. We are going to see, and how the women really get empowered later. We are going to continue with the subtopic. So, from the beginning, women of France were active in participating the revolution. So, they were active participants in the revolution, and they discussed and gave voice and started their own 60 political club and newspapers. But from the very beginning, they had to demand for right to vote, which was not given. During Jacobin regime, the government made schooling compulsory for all girls. Fathers could not force the marriage. Divorce was made legal. It was finally in 1946 that the women in France won the right to vote. So these all were the changes being brought, and through suffrage movement, the women gained the political vote rights. So early women were not allowed to go for job, or were being forced to marry, are not got educated, but later, step by step, the changes happened, and in the last, they fought for the right to vote and they get the vote rights. So this ends up, and that is the end of the chapter. Thank you.